Yay, we're here.
Good morning. We're here. Were you just going to do cards, or do you want to throw a grid
I'll
for?
throw a grid. I'll throw a grid for it because it doesn't take long to do that. And you can. We're going to look at the next 4 weeks because everybody keeps threatening us with dire consequences. So what else is
The next
new?
4 weeks are going to be here to start it off, and maybe some more questions will come in. Sweet Darling gave us a couple, but let's do a spread and see what we get the energy of the next 4 weeks. So next week we'll be coming up for Labor Day.
Yeah, I listen to them sometimes, but and then today I saw the most frightening thing of all when I first got up in the morning and I turned the TV on to give me some company while I rode on my bike in my bedroom. And he was doing what to look forward to in 2026. I said, "Are you kidding? We can't put this one away yet." And you're there? Really? And I started to listen to it and I went, no, that's too far out. I think there's going to be some shifts before that. So oh, did I show you what someone sent me?
What's that?
People think we can't live without this critter. Someone sent me my very own psychic duck.
Cute.
But mine doesn't have a vote hat on or a Swami hat. It likes to float around on a inner tube.
Good morning, Jeff, Liz, Laura. Laura, yes, it is illegal. It's illegal for Trump to send troops to Chicago, just like he did today. DC's kind of iffy because he controls that.
Well, because of their connection to District of Columbia is very different. I hope that changes because, boy, of all the things I think needs to be changed.
Thanks, Leona. Okay. Gilmar Garcia's home. Yes.
Okay, I'm in the show and I'm not in the show. Why is my...
Oh, I see ya. You're trying to get the grid going.
I'm trying to get a grid going and it's a little tough without a thing. So you do your thing, Scott. I'm going to figure out why my settings are not doing.
This week is going to be a fight. This week I'm seeing a fight over getting documents.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Friday, DOJ did not give over the documents for the Epstein files like requested. They gave them stuff that was already in the news. So the committee's unhappy. So I got the 7 of coins. To me, that's bringing in documents, something tangible. And then we got the 5 of swords and the 5 of wands. So I think there's arguments, there's fights, lack of energy, stalling. So you're going to hear a lot of fight about what's going on with everything. DC, it's just a lot of arguments over documentations.
Okay. Wait a minute. I'm going to rethrow it because I was thinking next week. We want to do 4 weeks, right? Okay. No, that's very different. Okay. So what you get? Do you want to do yours? Or you want me to go ahead with mine?
You can go ahead. I read this week's.
Okay, you read this week's. Okay.
Yeah, that's what the 3 cards I was getting got this week.
I'm looking at the month overall, and it's really great because our grounding ends up in the Tree of Life, which is a great place for it. And it said, "Fool's gold is the deception of not recognizing what we have in abundance and beyond the physical. Learn the lesson of harmony. That's what's going to be going on in the next 4 weeks. That to when you accept an idea or accept something's going on, make sure it's really, if you're holding on to it like it's the truth, make sure it's really gold. And if you hear noise in the background, I live in a house with a family and the refrigerators are near my office. But this month is what they say. This transmutation is going to be completed this month. It really, really is going to be done. Good Lord. Physical changes are really coming towards us, but we're going to be able to make it through because it's not going to be nearly as bad as what has been going on. And our mind is in air, which is a great place for it, because how we think and how we keep our own energy clear, our mental energy, is all important. And in the future, we have all kinds of new ideas are going to be planted in this month that are going to flourish. And there's a time, this is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And so week 2, I think week 1 of September and then week 2 are going to be the most important. That's where most of the action's going to happen. And that's so speaks the garden.
You think action's going to be happening week 2?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
1st of September?
This would be September 1. This would be the 8th and 9th. This would be the 3rd week, and this would be the 4th week of September.
Well, I'm in agreement.
This
week is the delays, but then next, the week of Labor Day after the holiday is going to get magical.
It's going to be a ride.
Like a magician. So we got some stuff coming out that wasn't expected, coming from unknown sources. It's going to cause a 3 of Swords for this administration, and we're going to have prosperity. So I think we get documentation and things moving a week from now from unknown sources. You know, the magician could be, let's say we're talking about the Epstein files. It could be people coming out of the woodwork. You know, that kind of thing. So the week after looks pretty nice.
Very good.
So then we're looking at the week of the 10th or so. 9 of Cups. We got some celebrations, Ace of Swords, and Temperance. So we got some celebrations going on with truth, movement, and power. But you still got to hold on tight for a little bit with the Temperance.
Okay.
And I think it all comes falling down starting the 3rd week here of September. I got Strength, the Emperor, and Anxieties of the 9th. The 6 of Swords. Sorry, I thought it was a 9. Yeah, I think the Emperor starts going down the 3rd week.
Yeah, that's because it all this information comes out, and then the 3rd week, it's the last stone in the garden that has anything in it. And
since it's getting so heavy here, I wonder what's going to happen in the last week.
Okay.
September. I'm going to grab 3 more cards.
I have virtually nothing, but we getting clear on where we are. This is the 4th week, but this is the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd week. So. Did you see my thumbnail for today's show?
Briefly, I read. It was a reading of something.
It's the one about. It's the thumbnail of Pootie using Trump as a cello and playing him.
That's always good. Well, I got the 8 of Swords here in 4 weeks.
I'm going to do a 5-card reading on just the 4th week on its own. because I got nothing on the.
Devil.
Wait.
Third week is the eclipse. Priest of Wonders.
Is the what?
He was wondering if the third week is the eclipse.
Oh yes, the 7th.
So it looks like news will have the Mad King in an 8 of Swords position.
Okay.
Restricted and locked up. Feeling no escape.
I got the. So you're on you're on week 3.
Oh, for giggles, I went 1 week farther
Okay.
because it wasn't taking us to the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious. It was the index of September, so I got the Devil, Page of Wands, and 8 of Swords. That's what I got for final week in September.
Well, what I got is that a whole lot of stuff started. So much stuff has started, it can't be finished. That's the Ace of Wands. And people who thought they were in comfortable places are going to be in very uncomfortable places. And those who thought they were in control are not going to be in control. And the sort of soldiering on and the Knight of Swords sending him out is nothing of that end is going to work. Nor is the Knight of Wands. I have 2 reverse knights. They're going to be thrashing around. It's going to be, it's one of those things where you kind of, just before something really falls apart, how it can be a very ugly time to be there. Doesn't mean it's coming for them, though. They just can't get anything to work. So.
Yeah. Rose said another reader saw his ghost walk through their house yesterday. Whose ghost?
His ghost, capital H. I presume it's Trump's ghost. If I thought Trump was going to haunt my house, I'd have the moving truck here today. The show would be canceled.
Yes.
I don't do ghosts.
Georgia,
God.
Georgia's taking away children from the poor and charging them for foster care. Oh my gosh. How can you charge the poor?
If they were too poor to be able to keep the kids in the house with them, how can they be poor enough? I mean, we're heading towards the workhouse theory of Queen Victoria's time.
I don't know. I get a tower with hardships. Mothers and ancestors. Government taking charge. So I don't know. It seems like it could spread according to these 6 cards.
Okay.
This is horrible.
Well, they've got to stay in control long enough. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the analysis of what Texas drew its maps, and they effectively cut up districts that had been together for 35 years. So there's going to take a while for them to restructure. But there were Democratic rallies all over the state of people learning out where you live and who's going to be running in your areas. We have some very good people in the Democratic Party being put up against other very good people.
I assume they were immediately sued.
Oh yeah.
And an Obama judge got the wheel.
So, but they still have to be prepared for it, no matter how. I don't think it was church children. No, they're going to go after whatever bureaucrat came up with this thing about taking the kids away. There's a clear trail to them, and it's not going to end well for them. That's what I got.
Will Trump have the cojones to cross over? He's talking about making the deal with St. Peter.
I don't know. I've never really particularly liked the images of Dante's Inferno, the three centers of hell. But there's a person that I could suggest with a pretty clean conscience to throw in there, and he would be one. I saw a really scary article. It's the one I didn't send you this week, Scott. I don't think I sent it to you, but I think I couldn't go back and grab it. But it was about this church, this heavy-duty conservative church, preaching to its congregation that they should not have empathy. That empathy is a liberal trick to make people want to take care of each other. Now, so all you empaths that were born that way and you ain't got no hold about it, you can imagine what that feels like.
Okay. I threw on the question, and it's about, why is all of a sudden 45 talking about good grace of heaven or whatever, right? So I have a magician here. So I think it's like a doctor. They're trying to do whatever they can. Whatever they can. Page of Swords, bad news, and then failing health with the 5 of coins. The old crap moment.
Yeah, what else did this tell you? What he's going to do?
Yeah, he believes he's going away from government with a new path. Eight of Cups, government new path. So yeah, I think he's trying to call in angelic influences on his path. Possible soul contract or something like that he's been talking about. So yeah, I think he knows he's in bad shape and delusionally trying to call in better spirits.
When hasn't he been delusional?
Well, there's a pal.
Are you done with that one? Okay, I'm just going to read the end card. He's in the real 5 of Cups. All he's dwelling on is everything he's done wrong. He has no conscience of anything he's done right. And then all the rest of it I've got is he just sees there was no money, no justice. No one came to save him. And his family doesn't even like him very much. So, yeah, I can't imagine that. And then I said, is he being influenced by like the Laura Loomer people that are around him? And it said, yeah, because he's totally unprepared for what he's feeling like he's going through. So he's listening to them. They're telling him how to plan what's going to happen. But this is the thing I find interesting. It's going to happen fast.
Yes, it's getting. It's too late for 45 there, Rose. He doesn't realize what's coming for him.
I think Hitler's still in his life review, so we can imagine where this guy's going.
I believe it. And there's about 1 million COVID deaths that blame on him, so I think they may be a little unhappy. Plus all the people he inadvertently killed. There was contractors that committed suicide that after he bankrupted them. And who knows how many he's unalived. Other people say that he had that helicopter of his executives go down purposely because they were going to talk or something. True Liz, he's not. Morning, Ann. Okay, got a bunch of started now. All right.
Okay, good.
Will, what's his name? Comer. Oh, Comer call on Alex Acosta to testify. Right now, he asked for, like Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Obama, Bill Barr came in and said pretty much nothing.
He didn't look real happy walking down that hallway, though.
Who?
Bill Barr. They showed a picture of him walking into the hearing.
Oh,
he looked distinctly unhappy. I mean, I used to see him go into things you'd think he'd look unhappy at this. It didn't look like it fazed him. This looked like it was fazing him.
He probably thought this was ridiculous. Will Bill Alex Acosta. And the Democrats think they should in the committee, but I think they need a majority to get it. Past knowledge.
He's going to testify.
5 of Wands is lack of cooperation.
Doesn't mean he's going to tell the truth, but he's going to testify. To the lady who says Bill Barr is going to come clean with his conscience on his deathbed, you can't die over a 10-week period. I mean, it does not work.
Right now, it doesn't. It's like I get this 5 of Wands energy where it, obstruction and lack of energy to get him to testify. But there may be something in the future that changes with the Wheel of Fortune. And then the end of the stalemate.
Yeah, I got the ending of a stalemate.
So there might be something that comes up to get some answers. Maybe the Mad King passes away, goes to the hospital or something.
It's going to happen in the whatever. It's starting in the 9th month in September.
Oh, goody. September's going to be fun then. Yeah, Bill Barr doesn't deserve much grace either. Okay. Sweet Darling wants to know about Target.
No, not unless they bring in completely new leadership, because those that he's left behind stood with him. And they signed their fate when they took their when they took their gay pride displays out of their stores. I don't think they will. He's going to retire with a golden parachute, but has anyone seen a Sears store recently?
No.
Sears started making really bad mistakes and not dealing with the people that were buying what they had to sell. No. I haven't been in a Target in 2 or 3 years. But I don't go into stores, so don't go by me.
So I threw down 9 cards, and every time they try to get back on track, there's always one card that is back. They did it to themselves with conflict, with the 5 of Swords, to try to make a change, try to make better, denied. Then I have Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, trying to appeal to a different audience, and then 10 of Wands, denied. Ending, I have Queen of Cups, trying to appeal to the motherly love and everything, but then they get 8 of cups and 8 of swords. Denied.
I got no.
Doesn't look good for Target.
They're going to try to look back on the good old days, but
so, yeah. So my Nancy's we're getting some replacement of carpet with flooring tomorrow.
mm-hmm.
She went to Home Depot to get it. And I go, well, you know they're Trumpers, right? The owner. Oh, I didn't know that. Otherwise, I would have went to Menards.
Yeah, I won't go in a Home Depot.
Before I used Menards for everything, but she went on her own to do this.
Well, we have an independent company in Dallas called Elliott's, and I actually met Mr. Elliott, and he formed Elliott's in the late 40s, and he was so good to his staff that if you stayed in that store, there was a young woman there that became a friend of mine because I used to run a home improvement store and I bought a lot of stuff from him. But she became a really close friend of mine, and they even had one of Susan's birthday parties there when she was a toddler because she was in there so much. And she told me when she retired that she retired with more than $1 million because he'd been very careful about teaching his people that he put, and nobody, if you screwed up in Elliott, you really had to screw up, but he was full of good old craftsmen. If you walked in the door and you said, carried in a screw and said, I need this screw, they could tell you exactly where to go find the screw. The place was wonderful. And it eventually grew out. There's 3 of them in the city now, and one's near where I live. But old Mr. Elliott, he took care of his people. He sat them down. He said, this is how you're going to profit share with me. And she walked in there at 18, so happy to get a job there. She couldn't see it. She retired at 65 with over $1 million in her pension. I know.
So Liz, voting by mail is going to be fine. One, states run the voting, and to stop voting by mail, Congress federally would have to sign a law to end it, and you're not going to get 60 senators.
We shouldn't have 100 of them. We shouldn't have a senator for every state should have 1 senator. That's it. Get rid of them all, as far as I'm concerned. We don't have one that's worth their what they're paid. Their offices don't do anything.
Yeah, I think my opinion, it ought to go to percentage of population.
Oh yeah.
Like North and South Dakota, Montana, Ohio, Idaho, Wyoming should all have 1 senator. And that would leave like California has 10.
Yeah, but it'll leave Texas with a lot.
Texas has 10.
And we're crazy down here too, so.
But it should be districted because, 2 senators from North and South Dakota and Montana, Wyoming is ridiculous. I like the 100, keeping it at 100 thing, but it's like 1 for every 30 million people or something like that. We need a lot of amendments, but voting by mail is safe.
Yes. Did you see that a lot of postal services in other countries are going to start refusing U.S. mail?
Yeah, DHL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was India and another country are stopping shipments to the United States.
Well, that doesn't. If it's India, it doesn't particularly affect me sending grids anywhere. But I just gave up on even trying to get grids into Canada. It was impossible.
Ugh. Okay.
And I'm just one little person in the world.
I know it. We need a lot of amendments to the Constitution, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So are there going to be more survivors speak out?
Where are they going to talk that anyone's going to listen, that they're not just listening in their own little...
This is true. I don't know how that works, like JP Morgan Chase and others paid a lot of money out with NDAs. There have been the major ones, like the Maria Farmer and her sister have been talking, and others. But yeah, not a lot of traction there as far as getting pressure on Congress.
Yes, actually, they have never been given the weight and the value that they have, but it's going to break through. It's breaking through, and it's going to be heard by more people seeking justice. It just seems like the story gets out there and it hangs, but then it's going to start moving soon. Knight of Wands, he moves things. He gets ideas out there. So it says yes.
In the past, many have tried. Past position, I get Justice, Wheel of Fortune, and Seven of Wands. They were frustrated.
Wouldn't you be?
Tried with the legal system and make change, but frustration led to quitting. Current situation, Nine of Cups, improvements. Four of Wands, trying to unite together and make things better with a Six of Swords. So I think there's been a talk within the community of more speaking.
Someone just put up, there's a press conference on September 3rd. Remember you said right after the court?
Is there? Really? Oops. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Carrie.
Somebody said there's a press conference in D.C.
Oh, wow. Well, that confirms with the cards. That's how nice. Moving forward, the World, Magician, and Four of Cups. So, Magician, trying to bring things together in a surprising way or an elemental way. The World, making it happen with new opportunities. And the Four of Cups. It's an offer that they really don't want. Some want to stay hidden. But there is this effort. My outcome is Five of Cups. Loss. The Devil, Six of Cups, and the Hermit. Well, that shows some want to stay hidden.
Well, that's true. That's always going to be true in this kind of crime.
Right. Some want to stay hidden from the past.
Well,
the Devil can be restrictions, fear. But as a whole, the brave ones, yes, it does feel like they will. But there's many that want to just leave it in the past. But that's a good thing there.
But I asked what was going to be the outcome of the of the press conference, and they felt like the Page of Wands upside down for so long. But now they're the Ace of Wands. This is where they're going to get their voice. Actually, it's like not going to be like the old 1940s movies where the reporters would all run out of somewhere and go get on the phones to call people. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a slow burial. And it's going to take, justice isn't going to be the one that moves, but there's going to be a complete change of consciousness. So, and that's the bunny cards, and the bunny cards never lie.
Cool. Debbie got Judgment.
Good.
It's good. Okay. Okay. I'll come back to that, Valerie. Deb's got another one on the subject. Does 45 really believe that he's in the clear, basically?
No.
No. Otherwise, it wouldn't be obstructed.
All I get from my guides is a giant no. Why would you even think that?
No, he is very worried. Hence the DAOJ first rollout nonsense on Friday.
Uh-huh.
And they're putting more pressure. It's supposed to be unredacted, everything. No, that's why he's distracting, hiding, putting pressure, and not releasing anything. He's very worried.
Have you looked at him recently? I used to think it was going to be more difficult for him to turn into an evil Mayan toad. You know those little toads and they're the really ugly statues that are on their pyramids? He's turning in even to an uglier one. No offense to the Mayans. They made some great ugly looking toads.
Yeah, he looks like death. He's getting bad.
Yes.
So he came pretty close last time.
Yeah, and a lot more people in Nebraska hate Trump now than they did then. Or if they don't hate him, they see that much of what he has been presented to them is wrong.
The economy's going to crap there.
Hmm?
Nebraska farmers are really struggling.
I know.
A meat plant there was shut down because of a raid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They don't have any workers.
Yes, he is, Marine. He's rotting from the inside out. Yeah, it looks good for Dan. I got Sun, Knight of Coins, Chariot, Page of Swords. There's a couple bad cards in here, but I just dropped them. But overall, it looks like Dan's got a good chance.
I saw an interesting interview with a woman, and she wasn't interviewed. She was doing a show. She was one of the last people that I'm blanking on her name now. The woman who was a seer from Arkansas, the one that was there forever, that died in 2014. Anyway, this woman was one of her last students, and she had the most incredible description of how this woman who'd been so connected for so long, how she saw this period of time that we're in right now. She saw it as like a giant hourglass, and the light was in the top part, and it was all dark below, and there was a little sort of plug in between, and the light was dripping around it. And what she ended up explaining to her was, she said to her, well, how are we going to get beyond this point? How are we going to, what's going to have to happen? And she said, it's so bad that the higher power doesn't even want to say it to me. So she spelled the word chaos. She said, there will be intense chaos before the change happens, but that when that light flowed down, it would finally smother all the darkness that had been blocking it for so long. I thought that's kind of an interesting observation on our times and light and dark. And the light's dripping around. Yeah, raiding John Bolton's home. I'm not a John Bolton fan, but
Bright Shine Ray asked, did Osborne lose in 2024 because they cheated? I don't think so. It's more difficult with senators.
Mm-hmm.
As far as manipulation, I don't really think so. So let's toss a couple on Bolton, because
Okay.
there's got to be a little something there in order for a judge to agree.
Well, did you think there wouldn't be stuff on Bolton? I mean, really?
Right. But
They all thought they were safe because they were on his side.
let's just see what the cards say as far as how bad. To me, I kind of feel like it's a technicality, not really, probably not going to trial kind of feeling.
They don't want the discovery that some of these guys have. So
how bad was the evidence for the raid? That's what I'm going to ask.
he had taken some documents, or didn't use it, but otherwise, I got they have nothing.
I get the raid. Knight of Swords is the raids. Nine of Swords, painful ending. Anxieties. Kind of a weird throw. I'm not really getting, I didn't get any documentation.
No.
In the past, I get King of Cups, the Sun, and the Five of Coins. So the Five of Coins, it feels like there's not a really there. But something with the Sun is enough, but there's not a there. My outcome is lack of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
A Queen of Swords can be the law coming in, maybe the judge or whatever. Five of Wands is lack of energy. There's conflicts there. And then my Empress card, protection. So it feels manufactured in a sense. I didn't get any, any kind of coins besides the five, meaning of, something tangible, that would bring them down. So I think it's more or less manufactured in a way that isn't sustainable for conviction. And his book was vetted prior to release by intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
There's something, but I don't think it rises to the level. That's
If
what
it comes from anywhere, it comes from overseas. Someone says, "Oh, he gave me this document or something," and it's going to be meaningless.
Okay.
And yeah, the reason Bolton, after he worked with Orange for a while, he became an outspoken critic of Orange.
The troops are being called up by Trump. How many are in that agreement? Okay. I've seen things on quick videos, whatever,
of guys who are not happy about
that they're not happy about this.
And apparently they left the barracks that they were in California in a complete wreck.
Okay. How's the National Guard overall feel leadership about being called? Dee, can you expand on that? Can you?
Yeah, you got to tell us which scandal.
Can you look at any JD scandals? I mean,
JD breathing is a scandal. So
JD looking funny at a couch is a scandal. Okay, the truth.
Oh yeah, I got the troops. They don't. Their leadership doesn't like it. They don't like it because they know they're not in control. They are not at all happy with having to accept the orders. They're going to accept it. They're living with the Nine of Swords. That's very anxiety raising. When they get to Chicago, they'll kind of stay barracked in where they are because they're going to feel extremely unwanted. Chicagoans don't like other Chicagoans. I grew up next to them. They have their own attitudes about things, and you can often feel like a complete stranger in Chicago. Yeah, it's going to blow up on them. I don't know if anybody's followed what happened to the Tsar at the end of the First World War, or the beginning of the First World War. So he sent his troops in and didn't work.
So in the past, I get like the Nine of Coins, the Nine of Swords, and then going into dark times. So I think it was orders. So I think this feels like orders to me from above. There's anxieties about it because it could lead to dark times. And moving forward, I get the old crap, right? So we have the Mad King with the King of Coins, so 45. And here's like more orders or whatever, like documentation or whatever, but they're like, oh crap, what do we do? So it's like that we don't really like this, the struggles from within of what's going on. But in the end, I get everything gets worked out, or legalese comes in and shuts it down or something. But I had the Queen of Swords. Generally, it's either a female prosecutor or it's the law. Generally, that's the way I usually look at that one, along with Justice and the King of Swords. But then I have my Strength card. It's usually like the rule of law, Constitution, self-respect, and then things getting better. So I think it feels like they'll get, bottom of my deck, I have the other sword, King of Swords. But it feels like the law will prevail. Most feel like it's illegal orders. But it's not like they're being told to shoot civilians, so they're like, is this legal? Should we do it?
They weren't supposed to shoot civilians on Kent State's campus either.
True. But in the end, I have prevalence, so hopefully they start doing the right thing. But it's just real chaotic now, I could see Pam Bondi trying to court-martial people for not wanting to go, or it's just crazy time right now.
Does she have control over the military?
Not really, but it could be.
I know, but who cares about who has control over really what?
Right. I mean, it's military courts basically for disobeying an order, military court martials and all that. So Powell had a press conference Friday. I didn't really listen to it, but put out the hint that next meeting they could lower rates.
Yeah, but that's not saying it will happen. You guys don't understand. These guys talk in real terms and real numbers, and if they either say it's going to happen or it's not going to happen, these are weasel words to get them off of their case.
Yeah, and the stock market exploded with that news, and internally with that news, mortgage rates dropped a little with that news. So it could be a tactic because it does make things look better. But as far as the economy goes, and
you look at the economy, it's not true at all.
It's not good. But he did say he's still worried about the tariffs and whatnot. So what do the cards say? Will they drop rates? Let's see. Oh God, that's a tough spread to say yes or no. They've been holding strong in the past. Female leadership, but we're in an oh crap moment with money issues and whatnot. So it ain't good in the past. But then his words caused the balancing. Maybe, like you said, it kind of put, or in the comment.
Mm-hmm.
So the messaging, more like being united, whatever. So the message kind of got him off his back a little bit.
That's what I got.
With balancing. But it feels like a change is coming. To me, eternally, I don't feel like he's going to change rates, or they're going to agree. The board's going to agree to change rates. But my final three cards look good. Honest leadership with the Empress of Abundance, and the Wheel of Fortune is change.
Yeah, I end with a weird card too.
But my Wheel of Fortune to December, my guides are kind of focusing on December. So maybe it means in December is the change. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really getting a boom.
What I get is there's a tower moment coming here that's going to stop this foolishness. This is the King of Cups wanting what he wants, whether it's realistic or not. There's a tower moment coming here. And even though it doesn't serve everyone's best good, because it's not the High Priestess, the Knight of Pentacles roars in, and he's the planner. He's the one who takes a long-term look. So I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I do see there's something.
The eight of Swords in the bottom. So
there's something between now and the 1st of October that almost feels energetically like a revolving door. And all of a sudden we're going to go through that door and we're going to go, oh my God, how did we get to here? I mean, something is going to come that's like going through a revolving door. It's that much of a change of your consciousness and your sense of space.
This is true, Dwight.
It is.
The Tao is for the wealthy. To play with their money. And
Wall Street is not Main Street. You and I live on Main Street. They live on Wall Street.
Will Powell leave in May? Well, his term's up, and it feels like that's his intentions. Another leader could ask him to stay. Will Powell leave in May? Powell leave in May?
I don't think he knows. I think there's too much stuff that can happen between now and then for him to know.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to happen. I don't think we can pick a yes or no on this one. I got the Tower and the Ten of Swords together.
Yeah, then we don't know. Or we don't want to know.
So it's going to be chaotic what's happening next year as far as the Fed goes. He's going to stick out his term, but yeah, he don't know, because it's been, this whole toss is chaotic. 45's pressure and losing money. and the moon, and then the loss of prosperity by 45's orders, leading to this devastation here. It's bad when a tower and a 10 of swords come together.
Yeah, that's not that's really something you don't want to see.
Those are the two worst. Together, ooh, ouchie. Basically, 45 created a firestorm of bad proportions. And we just haven't seen it bad enough yet. It's amazingly shocking that we're not worse off right now. That very well could be. Japan is selling our treasury notes. That is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Will we see DJT at any 9/11 memorial services?
No.
He doesn't care.
Because he doesn't care. I don't even think his health has anything to do with that one. Although they're advising him. The more he touts around and flies on airplanes, guys, I can tell you as a person with blood pressure problems, the more I read about that, I'm like, put him on another plane. Send him over here.
Yeah, that pressure on and off isn't good either, right?
Mm-mm.
Will he attend? I got movement. No. It feels like they're going to restrict his travel.
Mm-hmm.
I got Chariot, Eight of Swords, and Ace of Cups. Restriction of travel. The Chariot is a travel card. For health's sake. I think they might restrict him from flying, down to Mar-a-Lago and not. Severe health problems. Things are creeping up on him.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor trying to help. Severe stress. Things in the news are getting to him. Yeah, there's almost like an order to limit travel right now. They're going to try to keep him home as much as possible.
Right.
I think you're right with that travel thing.
They don't want him in a plane.
They don't want him in a plane because it's going to make his health worse.
Even my dad, when they finally got his blood pressure under control, he'd been out of control for so long, and he retired to Hawaii. I know, poor daddy, he had to retire to Hawaii, but they told him when he went over there to not just keep popping back and forth across the Pacific. He couldn't stand it. So the next time he flew back to the States, he flew back to stay. He wasn't going to do it again. So.
Did that mean his trip to the UK? That maybe, but it feels like all these, plane trips to his golf courses. He might just go to Virginia one instead of flying all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But big things like that, I think he has to go if it's scheduled that way.
He has such a distorted body. There's not a body double for him. It's not like Putin where they can put a body double on him. Can you imagine trying to pay someone to get their body in that bad a shape?
True. With all the working undocumented people deported, what happens? They don't have a Social Security account.
Mm-hmm.
Immigrants don't have Social Security. We lose Social Security money going into the system.
And we lose a lot of different things, but their bosses don't account for them. I don't know how nobody ever looks at it. So
Why was Mike Johnson hiding his participation? Expand this. What? Sacrificing a heifer. Zionist ritual.
I don't know.
I have no clue about that, Jeff.
I don't know that that's the truth. And a
I don't
lot
know.
of times I look at things and they look totally real. And although it's exactly what he would do.
Yes, Kathy D. They have work numbers if they're accounted for through the system, but they don't have any rights to Social Security. So we're losing funds into the system thanks to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 2026, the big soccer thing's supposed to be coming here.
Mm-hmm.
And now 45 says Putin should attend.
Let him, and then let the state he's in arrest him because they believe in international contact, or ship him over the border to Canada and stick him there, and they'll arrest him.
So how's this FIFA, the soccer administration, whatever?
I'm going to see if it's going to happen here.
How are they feeling about this happening in 2026? I've seen a lot of commenters just on the Twitter and whatnot saying they need to look for somewhere else for the Olympics too. The FIFA soccer thing going into 2026. How are they feeling right now?
It's going to happen here. They don't want it to. They're trying to figure out a way to change that fate. And they don't want to, it's going to happen here, but it's going to be it's like the Russian Olympics after they invaded Afghanistan, because I see they're going to come up with new beginnings. There's a new strength, but at the end of it all, it's just tying what's going on around your country to sports. And I know I'm going to get every sportsy person to hate me for saying this, but I think it's a waste of time. But
it's a lot of money, but it brings the fans out.
Yeah, but in Dallas, they make twice as much money from arts events in this city as they do from sporting, and we have all a big football and basketball and everything, because those things cost so much to run.
Well, the problem is a lot of Latinos and foreigners love their FIFA soccer.
Well, then let them go ahead
and deporting all and making them want to stay home. So I'm getting a lot of conflicts on this moving forward.
Well, maybe if things get straightened out this fall within our own country, then they can come do it. But I see right now it's new.
Yeah, I got the Chariot, 5 of Swords, and the budgeting of doing this. So there's a lot of conflicts on this moving forward. And then I have a Death card, 6 of Cups, and the 9 of Swords. Trying to bring things together, and it's kind of in an ending and anxieties. Worry. And then I have Empress, 4 of Cups, and King of Cups. So it feels like we're kind of in the partnerships and the wanting to do it, the organization, but they're kind of in a holding pattern, kind of in a wait and see pattern with that 4 of Cups. So it is disastrous right now. They're still in a wait and see. On the bottom, something drastic could happen to cause a change, though. So it's up in the air right now. It could go either way right now. Just hold it in Mexico and Canada or something. but it's too chaotic to make any decisions right now. Move forward as you can, but it feels like there's, money or finances going into getting this done is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
We're in chaotic times. Does Mexico know about the drones? I think they know about everything. I think Mexico and Scheinbaum, whatever, is all over it. You got to be on your toes to deal with this goofus.
True.
Fellow in 45 is demanding Lisa Cook resign because of a supposed mortgage deal that Pulte guy is trying to
Promote
mess. He's the clown Nepo baby that's part of Fannie Mae now or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was asking for charges against Adam Schiff, Lisa Cook now, and Tish James. Those are the ones I heard about. Claiming their mortgages are fraud. Whatever.
So you know whose mortgages are all real frauds because of who's calling.
So, will Lisa Cook be forced to resign? I don't think so. Guys aren't really giving me negativity on that. Let's see. It's ridiculous. Justice. It's all yip yap. So I got government agencies, page of wands, yip yap. And then justice, so everything balances out. In the end, I have Ace of Cups, Strength card, and the Five of Wands. They don't have substance to make her resign. That's what the card's saying that.
No, I don't think she's. All of those things, all of those are 48-hour wonders to get the news off of Epstein. That's all it is.
And there's a lot of it. Jeff got Sun, Ace of Swords, Eight of Cups, walking away. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right? How can you demand anything when we couldn't get rid of the joy?
Mm-hmm.
But Joe isn't the mad villain president. Hey, Vicky Howe. Good morning. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of nuts. So Kilmar Garcia is home. And he has orders that he can be home, but then DOJ is saying he's got to sign a guilty thing or be deported to Uganda.
Yeah, well, he's got a small army of private people around him keeping him here.
These people.
It's not real. So, see, that's the problem, Laura. It's real in that, yes, the threat is there. They could some way seize this man, but it's not a real issue. It's a flag to wave it over here so you're not looking over here. You know? And it's to feed the the mindset of we don't like brown people, so we're going to pick on all them.
I don't see him going anywhere.
No.
Strength of the courts keep him here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the government gets shut down with a 10 of swords with a failure. So I think you're right there, Nancy. Look over here. It's just another threat.
I live in a state where the politicians have been doing that for years here.
Yeah, the thing is, if he does sign something, then he is host.
No, he's got good lawyers. They're telling him what.
Right. But if he would sign off on his guilt, and then he would be deported. Or no, opposite, whatever it is, but I don't see this happening. I have no clue where 45 is.
That's another one of those grand distractions. No. No.
Is everything a grand distraction nowadays?
Europeans have submarines in the middle of the ocean, and if they decide it's not good to attack, are they attacking Venezuela or are they attacking Guyana? Because Guyana won't give them the piece of land they want.
I have no clue about this situation.
Oh, this situation is so nuts. It is so nuts. And it's like, when did anyone in the Trump administration care about indigenous people? And this is indigenous land between the two countries that's being fought over. That's even more of a, it's not real. Oh, Ian's in the room. Hello, Ian.
Hello, Ian. Mr. Ian's got...
He's going to party like it's 1999. Must have been a good year in Scotland.
What's up with... I've heard something about it, but I didn't look at it. But let's see what the cards have to say. I'm going to see what the cards say.
Okay, let's see if it's going to cause, if there's going to be any kind of attack from this, or it's just...
The greatest governor, Liz. The bestest governor causing felon 45 problems.
Yeah, the world's not happy about it. I said, what's the deal? And they say it's unjust, that there's no reason for it. They're sitting in the Knight of Pentacles. They're sitting with the Nine of Wands. They're waiting for it. It's he's going to be bought off. We've got the Ace of Pentacles there, but at the end it's the Ten of Cups. So it's a very unsafe situation. I should not have made light of it, but it is not. I don't think it's going to come to anything. It's dangerous.
To me, it feels like administration don't do anything. Like send destroyers or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Eight of Swords, what to do, and then the Ace of Swords. So it feels like here's what they're saying. We're deciding what to do, but you're restricted to what to do, and you shouldn't have done it. And then we got conflicts, a directive to do so, and then Five of Swords or Five of Cups loss, and Five of Swords abuse of power. Feels like abuse of power.
Is that why that guy who was head in the Navy somewhere up in the ranks resigned this week?
I thought he fired a bunch.
No, this one left.
Probably couldn't take enough. Outcome. Broken. Bad karma. The military being united. It doesn't feel like that, battle's war, but something's broken. Maybe the deal or what they're doing. This could be destruction and loss of life, but it doesn't feel like it to me. It feels like an illegal intrusion to me. Overall.
I'm going to ask if it's going to become a shooting war. He's going to shoot at him, and it's going to piss the world off.
Oh, no. Is an ex-military watching every mistake?
He's going to shoot at something down there.
Well, I did have a loss of life card. Is there ex-military watching? In this administration, how? How can... I mean, even if they file whistleblower reports, it just kind of goes bye-bye. I mean, some that have been fired or whatever can write things down for later. I don't think felon 45 can get anyone else to do the job, so they're leaving him there. Is this his way of trying to avoid the midterm election?
Yeah.
The fight with a bully. Pretty early to start a war.
Yeah, on its best day, Venezuela couldn't fight that many warships. So the rest of the world could.
Yeah.
Let's pray it doesn't, because that's the last thing we need is a shooting war.
In the meantime, Chevron is extracting oil from Venezuela.
Of course they are.
Well, if 45 wants to drill, baby drill, what's he doing? Okay.
I've got a different way of looking at that. Will our government be set up in a way that these kind of bad actors can be brought up on charges for what they've done? Because the way it stands now, no. With the Congress we have, no. And all this crap, excuse me, I've been doing so well. With all this crap that they're throwing up that's distracting us, we're not thinking about how are we going to get Congress back. And what do we want to hear from the people we're putting in those slots to have them make the difference they need to make? Am I making any sense at all?
Yeah. I'm just going to ask if any of these are going to face justice.
Okay.
That's how I'm going to ask it.
Okay.
Because it's like the new beautiful bad bill gave them free money to do whatever they want. With no repercussions. So.
Well, with all their temptations on trying to raise ICE officers, they're not getting them in, including paying off their student debt. And my daughter said, it might be tempting, but no, not really,
Well, they need I think they have to serve for 5 years or something to get any real benefits.
I don't know.
That's what I heard anyway.
What I got is no. Well, it's when you say maybe they don't care and think nothing will happen. No, they do care, and they think something could happen to them. That's why they're hanging on by their fingernails. Because what I got is, no, they don't feel like they have any spiritual presence for being there. That's a no on the 5 of Wands. 5 of Swords. These 5s are change. They realize that judgment would not be in their favor, and nothing's going to end up on the good for them. They're not going to be in the 10 of Cups. So they know how bad they've screwed themselves with what they've gotten themselves into. They do care. Now, the deal is, will we set up a government that will make them care?
My toss didn't show any justice. Endings of careers. They're set out to be pariahs. I got the death card within government. But I'm not showing any justice at this current moment.
Not that, no. Today they're not, with what they've got going on around them. But are they scared? Yes. They do not think nothing can happen to them.
Yeah, I mean, currently there's strife and arguments between them all. A no-win situation with that 5 of Swords amongst king and queens. But I asked for the outcome, will they ever face any justice? Like, currently, no, there's no spiritual plans, but I get they're going to be pariahs within government. They're going to lose their ability they're going to lose their power.
You're going to end up like Spiro Agnew working for a used car dealer?
Something like that. It's not right. If
I was any of those people and I'd taken part in any of the disruption of decent people's lives, those decent people have been pushed way beyond the edge of the border. And they, the Nazis who survived in Germany after the war, they went back to little villages where everyone protected them. And if anyone showed up asking questions, they'd be immediately surrounded and told to get the hell out. There are not that many small villages in America for them to go hide in. So, or maybe we will really arise into such an ascended form that we won't want to. We're going to let God in the universe make justice, not us.
Okay. Jeff's getting corruption. I don't know. Maybe our next movement will be too dang busy trying to do anything else and only go after the big guns. They didn't look into, as far as we know, they didn't look into Stephen Miller last time and prosecute anyone for
the Federalist Society kept him alive.
I've seen a few questions about more ICE detention centers, like Minnesota, Tennessee. I think there's talk of one in Michigan.
I saw there was one proposed in Wisconsin somewhere, Scott.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
See, they're not going to build them here in Texas because we're already here and it's already here. So they don't need to put it detention. So.
Alligator Alcatraz was ordered to be shut down in 60 days. True, Debbie. Federal society should receive their justice.
Well, the guy who ran it died, so he's already gone. Can't do much about him. They're going to put more up. There's the 4 of Wands. They're already plotting it, and they got the 5 of Wands. They're fighting over the spoils of who gets it. There's a lot of dissension in the people who are doing the planning on this right now. But I see that they have the 7 of Cups, which is illusions and delusions. But the reason they want it is because of the 9 of Pentacles, because of the money, because it brings income into your areas. In rural Texas, there are 2 businesses outside of agriculture, which is dying. Prisons and hospitals. Those are the 2 businesses that are large businesses that are outside in the rural Texas. So this would be like them building prisons everywhere.
God. All right. For-profit prisons should be illegal.
Yes, I was talking to someone today they live in a state and their son got picked up on a just like bogus thing, the kind of thing they'd slap your hand and send you home because he wasn't drunk or high or anything. He ended up spending 3 days there because the judge who put him in the jail promised something like 1 million hours of jail time during the time he served as judge. That was his whole platform. And it's all for-profit jails in the part of the country she lives in.
According to Wendy, Governor DeSatan said he's going to ignore the order to shut down Alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah, he's another one that I could do without.
Detention centers. There is problems with it. But yeah, I do have the money flowing in. They're being planned, but I got a 10 of swords around the planning and funding and wanting of it.
Well, maybe if the Dems take over, that'll stop the money.
Moving forward, I mean that's the current, but moving forward, I think some are going to start here. I got the government with the Hierophant, Page of Swords, and then the Queen of Pentacles. So I think the funding's there. The Page of Swords feels like going around and just doing it anyway feeling. So there might be some that get started here. Page of Wands, Page of Cups, Temperance, and 9 of Wands. So I think there's going to be a lot of people speaking out against this. Could be governors or, Dem governors especially. Temperance, hold on tight, because I think the 9 of Wands is going to be defending. So some places, yes, like Tennessee, Bill Lee, oh yeah, he'd probably be like, go right ahead. Give me a little kickback. So I just did a hole on detention center, so there are multiple places. So yeah, I feel like, there's going to be pushback, and there's going to be places where it's going up. It's obvious. You start with the red states and try to get them in elsewhere, because I think Michigan, they're wanting to put one in Michigan too. And someone mentioned Minnesota. Yeah, but it could be putting up windmills. They know we want to use the land for detention centers.
What can I say? Do you want to pull a card for how the next week, how a card of happiness? Or are we going to keep going?
No, oh, yeah, it's an hour and 30.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look for happiness. What do we need to know for the week?
Yep. I'm going to pull from my Sacred Forest, which is lovely thought cards. Oh.
Ooh. I got all Gabriels.
You got what?
Gabriel.
Oh.
All Gabriels. That's one. It's wands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Oh, I got a perfect one for today.
So basically 9 of wands, 6 of wands, and page of wands.
Mm-hmm. New directions.
It's all movement.
Mm-hmm.
Following your opportunities and passions, being determined, and then you'll have your victory with the 6 of wands in the end. Moving on and getting your recognition. Page is the news card. I think it talks about being focused. If you hear negativity, blow it off. Stay focused on the prize.
Mm-hmm.
Stay within yourself. Don't get upset. And then you'll have your 6 of Gabriel. Congratulations. You've done a wonderful job.
Well, what I got was foggy bog. And you're like a crane stuck in a foggy bog. The fog in the forest is so dense you can't see your hand in front of your face. You take a step forward and the soil is soft and spongy. You realize that you're standing in a bog, and to go forward is to risk sinking deeper into the goo, or the best strategy can be to stand still and wait for the fog to lift so you can see where you're going. The message of this card is to be quiet and still. The spirit of the foggy bog says, have patience. Wait until the fog has lifted before taking action. Truth will emerge in a short time. You just need to go deeper within yourself and follow your own intuition. It's felt like kind of a foggy bog.
Yeah. You got a member, Nancy Jean.
I what?
Indigo Child.
Oh, thank you, Indigo Child. For those of you, I got since after I did my show with Linda G, I got 1,000 new subscribers, which was fun.
Sweet.
And I haven't looked in the last couple days. But one of the things that I'm getting a lot of feedback, and I'm going to tape Scott if he feels up to it after the show today. I'm going to tape his part of the psychic profiles, and I'm reaching out to a bunch of readers I have never personally read with. I've had a few people contact me through my email saying, I'm out here, I'd like to talk with you. And if I don't know you, we set up an appointment first. Some people, I kind of know them. I've been around them. I'm not going to go into all the names, but I have about 25 people right now, and I want to get up to 40 to put in the whole playlist for this so that people can see all the different ways that readers come about being readers. And I've got some from Europe, which is all kinds of fun playing. And I got a couple from the other side of the Pacific, which is always a fun time zone. Now, what day are we? Kind of thing. And if you can think of anyone, oh, I don't have my things. Go to my website, Nancy Jean's Garden. You can find a link to get to my email. If you can think of someone you know, or if you are a reader, please come over and join, because this is it's taking me a whole lot. I've had to learn how to set up a playlist and how to set up all that good stuff. And a podcast, it's going to be a podcast. So, and I want to have Scott in it early because Scott's important. And his is going to be down the way. There'll be an announcement when it is. Tuesday at 1:00, I'm interviewing Dr. Gale, which is always fun because then we get to talk about extraterrestrials, which Scott and I could speak about. But
yep.
And I did talk to Marianne from Down Under, Celtic Seer, and I've actually read her cards for her. She's not in a health position where she's doing much of anything with anybody. She's feeling better. That's why she wears those things on her hands. So
yeah. I do one of my extraterrestrial universe.
Oh, good. Okay, what'd you get?
I drew one for us. It's about listening.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't listen, you can't resonate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I think that means listening to your intuition, listening to what resonates with you, and enveloping that and taking that in. So it's like a lot of people don't listen to their signs in life. I'm dealing with my buddy now. He won't listen to me because he had a bad breakup.
Oh, wow.
And he's not listening to what I'm trying to tell him. So he's not resonating. He's not listening. So make sure you listen to the signs, listen to your heart, listen to your body.
Mm-hmm.
If something we say or anyone else says, don't take it as heart. Use your own intuition and take it in. So, oh, cool. Thanks, Kathy B. She uses my ET deck.
Yes, and somebody loves it. Used to love it when you channeled from your front seat of your truck.
Yeah, if it's there, I'll do it. Right now, it's not there. So
there's enough stuff going on around
it. Plenty of stuff. All right, blessings, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye, everybody. Take care.